Yeah, I think we are good.
Okay, all right, okay. So, let's start. Okay, welcome to this first live event. Hallo, ich bin Christoph Dahn von Greenblut und ich habe heute einen ganz besonderen Gast dabei, Ankur Goyal, CEO von fibr.ai, direkt aus New York zugeschaltet. Ein kurzer Hinweis, Ankur ist in den USA, das heißt, wir werden den Event auf Deutsch und auf Englisch umsetzen. Ankur wird auf Englisch sprechen. First of all, welcome Ankur. Nice to have you here and hopefully we can get this done. I see some comments, looks fine. So it's always like a bit shaky to see like, oh, will LinkedIn really stream that thing? We had over 200 people who subscribed, and today is the hottest day of the year, and I guess it's the hottest hour of the hottest day of the year. But the best place to sit is to sit in a cool place and listen to us, hopefully, and afterwards you can all go and jump into the pool. So perhaps, AJ, we start with your introduction. Please tell the audience, like, who are you, what's your story, just in a short way, and how you came to start fibr.
Thanks, Christoph, for having me here. Hello, everyone. So cool. I am AJ. I am the founder of fibr.ai. We started fibr.ai 2 years back in the Valley when AI was still very, very early. I am a marketer by profession. So over 15 years as a marketer, have seen traditional campaigns to very, very fast-paced Facebook, Google campaigns where we are changing everything every 7 days. And the whole concept of fibr.ai came when Apple decided to kill third-party cookies. And then as marketers, all of us freaked out and we were like, hey, our customer acquisition cost will go up crazy. And so I thought as a marketer, because I've lived the experience and have like seen the problem firsthand, I might be in the right place to start a company like fibr.ai, where we can help marketers to optimize conversion, run experiments, and eventually like take hold of their CAC. So that's a small brief about me, Christoph.
Okay, thank you. Perhaps like this is a nice picture, by the way, done by AI. So I think we're much prettier in the real life. But just like the agenda, like we try to be fast. I know that these long things are sometimes a bit boring, so I try to wrap it up fast. We have a short introduction. Then AJ will introduce how fibr works in around like 20 to 30 minutes. You can write your questions into the chat. We will have a short Q&A, and at the end, eventually we do a short live demo. But I guess that's it more or less. In the beginning, I would like to explain in 2 minutes what is conversion rate optimization and why is it relevant. So I switch to German now. Ich gehe jetzt auf Deutsch, weil Conversion Rate Optimierung ist eine Conversion ist das Ziel, das man erreichen möchte, wenn man eine Webseite hat, wenn man einen Online-Shop hat. Das bedeutet, ich habe 100 Besucher und die Conversion wäre, der Kunde kauft, der Kunde trägt sich für ein Formular ein, der Kunde bucht etwas und die Conversion Rate ist der Prozentsatz der Kunden, die das tun. Ja, die perfekte Conversion Rate wäre 100%. In der Realität sind es meistens zwischen 2 und 5%. Deshalb ist die Conversion Rate Optimierung natürlich ein großer Hebel, weil sie sich auf alle anderen Marketingdisziplinen auswirkt. Ein kurzes Beispiel: Wenn eine Seite jetzt 2% Conversion Rate hat und ich erhöhe die auf 3%, dann macht diese Seite 50% mehr Umsatz mit der gleichen Anzahl der Besucher. Das heißt, die Marketingagentur kann 50% mehr Anzeigen schalten, ohne dass die Kosten nach oben gehen. Das heißt, es wirkt sich auf alle Elemente positiv aus. Was kann man machen, um die Conversion zu optimieren? Grundsätzlich gibt es 2 Dinge: Heuristik, also Erfahrung und Bauchgefühl, und Tests. wenn man beginnt, dann macht man meistens Erfahrungen, man schaut sich andere Seiten an, man hört auf die Agentur und man versucht die Seite so gut wie möglich darzustellen und optimiert dann nach Gefühl und man schaut sich Beispiele an. Die zweite Option sind A/B-Tests und darüber werden wir heute sprechen. Also A/B-Tests sind kontrollierte Experimente. Das bedeutet, wir zeigen 50% unserer Besucher eine Variante und den anderen 50% eine andere Variante. Dann messen wir, welche Variante besser funktioniert und das Ganze machen wir so häufig wie möglich, bis wir ein Ergebnis haben. Und je häufiger wir testen, desto eher steigt unsere Conversion Rate. Ich denke, das reicht in Kurzform. Und falls es dazu Fragen gibt, schreibt gern in den Chat. AJ, please explain why the traditional conversion rate optimization is so difficult. I mean, it's a strong tool. We see that that you can reach up to 40-60% conversion rate optimization, but still not a lot of companies are using this. Or why is it so? So we see on this slide why, but perhaps you could explain in detail.
Yeah, Christoph, I think when we started in conversion rate optimization, one thing that we realized that it's kind of is a big boys club, right? Like only the larger companies were able to do a lot here because there is a lot of tooling required to start running. So one side, you need to be really, really good at data collection. So you have like good analytics, toolings like Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, Adobe, Hotjar, Heap. Like there's so many out there that you need, like from your data on how the customer is interacting with your website to who is buying, why they are buying, right? That's the first part. So that's the first cost for a company, right? From that tooling, because now you have so much data, you need people to basically make sense of that data, right? How does it work? What are the insights from that data? What's happening? What's not happening? How do I use that data? Now, for that, you need like an expert who is a data analyst or somebody like who can go through the data and come up with those insights, right? So that's again like a very, very technical, very, very core person's job. The third thing is from that insight converting into an hypothesis and content. I have an insight that people who are bouncing from my page are not going beyond 50% of scroll, right? Like that could be an insight. But what is the hypothesis here? What is that you want to test? How does you set up a test? That's another step that somebody has to do here, right? So that's another thing. And then comes the experimentation, which is another suite of products like your Chemiloon, Optimizely, there's like Adobe Target, where you'll set it up, and then conclusion. So this process, Christoph, has been traditionally very long, requires a lot of people and a lot of CRO experts and agencies and a lot of tooling. So because there's so much data crunching involved, so many people involved, most companies, most marketers have not been able to use this, and the efficiency and the scale of CRO has been only for like say 30 to 40 or 40 to 50% that you are talking about, right? And I think that's where eventually AI and what we have been trying to do, but like AI can really, really help because it's actual, right? Like it can learn from the data. It can do a lot of stuff automatically. So that's where I think the point is.
Ankur, thank you. I just see something. Some people write that they cannot enter. So I see some people are in here, but somehow others are not able to get into the stream. So I don't see if we can do a lot here. Perhaps if everyone just writes in the comment in, so that we see a bit like what's doing, how many are in, and we try to solve the issue in the background, because somehow you just can set this live here, and this is a problem with the live things. You always hope that nothing breaks, but somehow, LinkedIn doesn't show it to everyone, and everyone click to join. Okay. So it still says like events starting soon. Yeah, if you're So it doesn't show the event live.
Christoph, maybe you can put in comments the link to the event, and then maybe people can join from there.
Yeah, but if I go into the event, I can see just like that the event will start soon. Wait for the host to start. So the thing is, I have already started, and there's nothing
Do you have
more.
the link to this where people can join? I'll just put it.
Yeah, we have this StreamYard link, the one we are running this, but normally it should be visible in LinkedIn. And
try and share with people.
I will post the StreamYard link in LinkedIn.
Okay. Let's do it like that. So we'll add the StreamYard, but I think we can only get how many people? Only 10 people. But eventually, Louis, you will post the StreamYard, and perhaps you come down and I just give you the link. I do it in 1 minute, and then it should work. Okay, I have problems, but for most of it should work. So, okay, let's move on. We cannot do anything at the moment. Some are in. I see 17 are official. Okay, Pascal writes he had to click on the event on my notifications again to get in. Perhaps we could write that, Louis. But let's move on. Okay, please excuse, like this can happen with a live event. We try to move on. Thanks. Okay, so now we're at AI and conversion rate optimization. So you described the problems with that. So, but what is AI? Why is AI so good for conversion rate optimization? What is the secret? And we all know that we get a lot of good information from ChatGPT, but at the end, ChatGPT is the clever guy, and we have to copy paste, and we are the stupid ones. But what is different with fibr.ai?
Yeah, no, Christoph, very, very interestingly, like as I was explaining about conversion rate optimization, the starting point is always data, right? So far, the way most folks run conversion rate optimization is data plus gut feel. Like they have, hey, I think this should work, but there is no data behind it. But with AI, because AI can read data really, really well. So when we connect it directly, like say, if you have Adobe Analytics with you, and if you have, for example, a Content Square with you, or if you have like a Microsoft Clarity with you, like multiple tools which capture data for you, right now somebody has to manually see each of them, try to make sense. That's the first step AI solves. It can go in, understand the data really, really well, make sense of the data, and come up with a lot of insights. So that's the first step that I feel AI can do. And rather than it being done once in a day or once in a week or once in a month, with AI, you can do it 24/7, right? Like it can keep looking at the data continuously. You don't need to have a person looking at it. And then it can generate insights on that data and say, hey, these are like the 100 insights on the data, and then keep adding more insights every minute of collecting more data, right? So that's the second part. This in a conversion rate optimization setup, this is half the work, right? This you can just with AI. And so that's
we will show it in a moment. Like we have a little video, so we can show how this works in a live setting, because it's a bit theoretical and maybe not everyone understands how it works. So perhaps we show, like you have some agents here, like it's 3 agents, and perhaps we can, you can present them shortly. We start with Ava.
So
what does she does?
So Ava, like one of our core agent, is basically somebody who does the foundation of your website. So it goes in and figures out, is the website loading correctly? Are there any broken links? Can we change certain images, reduce size so that your page speed time increases? Can we do something so that people spend more time on your page, right? Like, so some of those basic technical stuff that you might be missing, that the page might be missing, that's what Ava figures out and tells you and let you know that, hey, this is what you should do before you realize, oh, my page is not loading, and you have wasted like £100 on like something, or like on an ad where your page is not loading. Ava proactively set it.
Okay, good. Then we have, like, I think this is the biggest star of the setup. It's his name is Max. Please explain what is Max doing.
So Max is what I was explaining in CRO. It does the actual experimentation. And I think, Christoph, we discussed around a video of Max. We should show that. But the whole idea of Max here is that it can understand the data, understand your audience, understand your segments, understand your messaging, and then create experiments and can run them continuously. I think, Christoph, if you'll play the video, I think that will give a lot more view.
Okay. One moment. Some more people want to come in. Luis, can you add the green room? There want to be more people get into this studio. This is full, and so maybe that works then.
Add what? I'm sorry.
There's a green room. It says like please use the green room, and there are 25 people can get into that one. But I don't know how that works. Yeah, so we're a bit like. Okay, let's move on. Let's show the video of how Max is working. I think that's.
Your website isn't converting, and you don't know where to start. Should you change the copy, the layout, or the CTA? Meet Max, Fibr's AI-powered hypothesis and experimentation agent that scans your website and uncovers what's not working, what could be changed, and then sets it up to unlock your conversions. With Max, you can launch 100 times more experiments, 10 times faster, and take them all live in under 5 minutes. All you need to do is enter your URL, connect your Google Analytics, and bam, Max gets to work. He does a deep dive analysis of your page to build a rich context library of your content and brand tone. It then identifies your core offerings, your target audience, competitors, product reviews, and the keywords you're targeting. And finally, it unlocks relevant hypotheses by understanding your page's strengths, weaknesses, and hidden Google Analytics insights, giving your experiment a solid foundation. Max's data-backed hypotheses cover every element that matters to your consumers: text, images, styles, and layout. And the best part, each has its own clear rationale and alternate suggestions to test that can improve both conversions and consumer experience. But Max doesn't stop here. Once you select the hypotheses that you want to test, Max creates these variants with a click, with your audience exposure, traffic splits, and primary conversion metrics, and lets you edit everything through Fibr's dashboard. Max also plugs seamlessly into your marketing stack, without dev tickets or spreadsheets. Once you publish your test, Max goes live, delivering variants instantly, leading to up to 4x conversion uplifts in just 3 months for our customers. Want to take Max for a spin? Book a demo at www.fibr.ai.
Okay, so I think this was. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this was a very fast go through Max, but what we saw is that perhaps I added some slides here. So what you can do is you can add your site. What is your site about? You have a site repository for everything, for what are the key benefits, what is your audience, and you give the AI the context. I mean, AI is working well if it has a lot of context, and you can pass the context to the AI, and then the AI generates this hypothesis, as we have seen in the video. And this is super interesting because, like, you use, just like everyone uses Google Ads, analytics, and all of this, and then Max gives you ideas, I guess, like it gives you hypothesis. This is what, like, all the agencies, the big boys do, and then you test these hypotheses. Perhaps you can explain this slide. So how do these tests work, these automatic tests?
Yeah. So Christoph, I think, and we moved really fast on the video, right, on the slide. A very, very small and easy way to understand this is, right now, if your person is going into your analytics and understanding a data point and coming with a hypothesis, Max does it automatically. it gives you a lot of hypotheses automatically, right? And you get a lot of hypotheses that you can test. And then Max also runs those hypotheses to figure out whether it's working or not working for you, whether conversion is improving, whether the demos booking is improving or not. And so that's what Max do. Like it keeps on testing everything. Now, very, very simply, how does it work, right? Like a typical A/B test, you run an A and a B and you figure out which one works better, and then you stop. I think that's how a typical A/B test works. And then you start again, then you run another A and B, and then you stop. The difference we are bringing in with Max is, hey, can we do this continuously? Can we do this without stopping? So you run an A and a B and say A wins. Then you run an A1 and an A2 and say A1 wins. Then you run an A11 and A12. So you keep on running till you hit the desired uplift in conversion that you want, right? Like in this graph, if you'll see, the final uplift target was 7%. So the Max keeps on running experiment till we hit the 7% uplift in target, right? It will keep on hitting. And so you will always see with such technical graphs that eventually they will go like this and then they'll plateau out, right? Like they'll become and the idea there is because it will realize that in this particular page, web page, that's the maximum optimization you can do, right? You keep and then it becomes flat. Like now you do whatever you do, like it won't optimize that much. Right? So that's what Max do. It just lets you run everything automatically and continuously, like a 24/7 CRO expert for you, and just make sure that this happens.
There was a question from Martin, and he asks, does Max only work on Shopify or does it work everywhere? And how do you integrate?
Yeah, so we Max and all the CRO agent, they like for us works with everyone. Like it's not just Shopify. You need to have a functioning website and then we can work. The integration is super simple. So 2 parts to integration is, one is connecting your analytics ecosystem, whichever ecosystem you are on. And the second part of integration is putting a code, SDK, JavaScript into your website. It's as simple as that. If you have put like a Google Tag Manager or a Facebook Pixel in your website, it's the same way you put the fibr.ai into the website, and then Max can work with that.
Okay, great. So we also help with that. So if you want to test this, of course we would help with that. So then let's move over to Liv, because I think this is just another one that's super interesting. Perhaps you could explain what Liv does, and then we have another very short video, because I think Liv is like I think it's super interesting because it's for everyone who runs ads, Google Ads.
Yeah. No, I think Liv is like, it's my personal favorite. Like one reason is like that was the core problem when I started fibr.ai, right? So what Liv does is basically, in a very small word, it connects your marketing ad stack with your website. So when we say, what does it mean? You are running 100 Google search ads, right? And all of those ads, you will personalize a lot. You will do a segmentation and targeting and everything perfect. Like as marketers, we obsess about it. We do it so well. But what we forget to do every single time, for those 100 ads, when a customer clicks that ad, they goes to a website, which is a brochure, right? It is static. And so you have personalized so much for the customer, and then they come to a website which is not personalized at all. Liv fills that gap. It automatically understands what you have messaged, who is the customer, and based on that, it changes the website.
Okay, let's show a short video of Liv. I think it's super. It's very clear then.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep. One moment. Louis, you do it? Oh.
Yes. 1 second. Liv now. Yes.
Yeah. 1 moment. I have it already. So here we go.
To get real value from your Google search ads, it might not be your targeting, it's your landing pages. When they don't match ad intent, it triggers a domino effect. Your ad quality score drops, conversions crash, and revenue stalls. Meet Liv, Fibr's Google Search Ad Personalization Agent. It's your AI-powered solution that helps boost conversions by creating tailored experiences that ensure perfect context continuity between your ads and landing pages. Start in 3 simple steps. First, Connect your Google Ads account on the integrations page. Then, enter your landing page URL, and voila. Watch as Liv instantly scans every Google ad tied to your campaigns and recommend winning optimizations. Liv analyzes keywords, ad copy, audience, and critical metrics like conversions, CPC, CPA, and quality score. Once you select the ads you want to personalize, Liv optimizes your landing page by identifying the most impactful elements, the headlines, images, CTAs, and creates personalized experiences aligned with each ad's context. You can preview these personalized pages and easily adjust the suggested changes before publishing. Liv also lets you bulk create hundreds of personalized pages to scale your campaigns, without any complex setups or developers. Once published, Liv personalizes every ad's landing page experience in real time. That means higher relevance, higher conversions, and a better ad quality score. Our customers have seen revenue grow by up to 40% while reducing acquisition costs. Try Liv at fibr.ai to boost your ads and make every visit count.
Okay, so in short, that means that let's say a lot of companies run thousands of ads and they go really deep on keywords, and then they send them all to the same landing page. And on the landing page, the customer sees, okay, where's my keyword? Because customers are like, very fleeting. So if not everything is right, they are gone. That's why conversion rates are only 3%. And so how big is the change from, or how big is the uplift if you do a real good matching there?
Yeah, so on a lower side, Christoph, we have seen in our customers at least like 10 to 15% uplift. And this is like the most important thing that you should understand. There is no change in your ad spend. It's for the same ad spend, you're getting like 10 to 15% additional revenue. It's a direct bottom line impact. So that's what we have seen. And then also like one very, very good point here to understand is even Google algorithm, it says that you should have your landing page have same keyword as your ad or as your, and it actually promotes you more if that happens. Like the chance of you ranking higher increases if this happens, right? And so that's the reason like the uplift is very visible very, very quickly.
Okay, so it's the relevance score goes higher, and you see it immediately in the tool, and you can immediately tweak that. And the interesting part is you said like you can personalize up till 1,500 keywords in like 30 minutes. So you did that. We see something like that, but you can do more. Like Liv is like a personalization agent, so you can localize like like languages.
So what video we show is for Google Ads agent, but it's the same for everything. Like we can do, like especially in Europe, right? Like you have multiple languages. Like back in my hometown in India, there are multiple languages in each region, and one company taking care of that. Liv can do that optimization for each language, right? It can also optimize for each region with a different, say, for example, offer, different discount code. Right. Another one that is very, very powerful, just to keep and if people consent on cookies, like Liv also makes sure that they see different messaging for every new visit. If they come first time versus second time versus third time, we can show them a much better view of our product, right? Like you don't have to show the same thing again and again. You can actually make sure they see a more progressive view of the product. So that's possible. It can also do device. It can do ads that we have shown. And then also it can go very, very nuanced onto emails, WhatsApp, SMS, like any text messaging that you are doing or any email messaging, it can also personalize to that level.
Okay, so it's very powerful. And like, for example, if someone comes for the first time, they want to understand about the brand. If they come for the fifth time, they know the story and they want to see the offers, what's new and things like that. We can here we have the same with like UTMs. These are like all the links that you send, and here you have the one-on-one communication. Finally we're nearly through. Like it also integrates with your existing technology. So perhaps you explain like how this integrates, how this works.
So we are out of the box can integrate with ads account, Google Ads, Meta Ads, Analytics, Google Tag Manager, but we also integrate with Adobe, with Salesforce, like, because every brand, every company is different and their tool or tooling is different. We extend that integration. We can integrate to a lot of tooling, like almost right now 60 plus integrations that we can do. So even if you are saying, hey, I don't use Google Analytics, I use Salesforce, I can integrate into the Salesforce Analytics, right? Like, so we can do a lot more with our product.
Okay. So one thing, Germany, Europe, it's GDPR or DSGVO in German. So please tell us about how fibr handles the security and safety and scalability.
Yeah, so I think I know how important certifications are in Europe, especially like on the privacy front. So Fibr one on the data privacy stuff, Fibr is already ISO 27000 and SOC 2 certified. From customer privacy stuff, Fibr has GDPR. We have a local representation in DACH region, and then we also have a California Consumer Protection Act, which is CCPA, right? Like, so we have all of those compliances in place for us, right? And the other thing, like when I talk about safety, we also make sure that we add negative keywords into the AI so that it's not hallucinating. It's not giving you results like, oh, kill this one, or like no negative stuff in AI. So that's on the safety front. We put guardrails in our product so that it does. And same for scalability and other stuff. Like there's the whole idea is that we train in the back end the AI such that it does not like go haywire, like which could happen with a lot of bigger models. But with us, because we are for the customer and for the industry, we make sure that we have those guardrails.
Okay, and you mainly serve, like you started in the US and in India mainly with like enterprise customers. So, yeah, so I think
in terms of customers, Christoph, we started India majorly. The kind of customers we've served so far is large banks. Even in US, the top 2 banks are in POC with us right now. Like top 2, like large, like Fortune 500 kind of folks. And then another sets of customers that has worked really well with us is telecommunication, which is again form fill side. So this telecom communication customer is ACT FiberNet. So they are like, they provide Wi-Fi broadband. Now Wi-Fi as a keyword could be Wi-Fi, it could be broadband, it could be FiberNet, it could be internet, right? Like people could be searching. Now, earlier these guys used to do like the same landing page for everything. And when we came in, if somebody is searching Wi-Fi and they don't see the word anywhere on the page, they will bounce off, they will not buy. Right?
So and these are huge companies. It's not like it's not some neighbors e-com shop. It's like some of the biggest companies in the world.
ACT is like 3rd largest company in India on telecommunication. Asian Paints is the 4th largest global company on paints and interior services, like super huge companies, right? When we went in with ACT, we created 2,500 pages for them in the 2 hours. And they saw a direct jump of 25% in their conversion, right? Like,
we see like 40%. Like for these companies, this is huge. I mean, it's millions. Wow.
Like what we are charging them is not even like 2%, right? Like the kind of money they make on just optimization, it's just insane. And so that's where the value comes in. And they like the one fact here, Christoph, is that most people think, hey, this could happen, I can do it in-house. To create 2,500 variations, like you need so many people, right? Like so much coordination. That is where we add the highest value, right? Like that is where you can do.
Because they have this much keywords and it's already there, and you just integrate it. So and another thing is like a big insurance, for example, where you have a lot of landing pages for different cities. I guess in India, also like a very big company.
Yeah, so this is the largest insurance company in India, like for 1 billion people, right? Like it's a crazy big company. And so their big problem was when they talk about hospital coverage in their company, they could only talk about India. And if you are like, for example, drawing parallel to Europe, if somebody says, oh, I cover like 10,000 hospitals in Europe, it has no meaning to you. unless I
sure.
tell you how many of them are in Germany, how many of the hospitals they cover in Germany. That's the same thing they were facing. So what they went and said, hey, in Hyderabad I cover this much, in Mumbai I cover this much, in Bangalore I cover this much, and that increased conversion for them by almost 40%.
Okay. And now we also spoke about e-commerce. So we come from an e-commerce background, so we have worked with a lot of e-commerce brands, and of course e-commerce is like a big part of the market. So here we have collected the sweet spot criteria. So when is it possible to use your product? So for Max, I think is for the A/B tests, you need a certain amount of visitors. That means to get statistical relevance. And I guess it's 10,000 monthly visitors.
Yeah. So I think 10,000 is perfect, right? Like 10,000, I can figure out relevance in a month. Like we have started with customers who are like 5,000, but then it takes longer, right? Like you have to keep like till you hit overall visitor volume 10,000. But if you have 10,000 monthly visitors, that's like perfect sweet spot for you to use Fiber and for you to use Max and even Live, right? Like you can figure out a lot if you have that much customer.
And the second thing is like active advertising spend. So people who spend a lot on Google Ads, also like agencies. Like if there are some agencies out there, get in touch with us. So like it's like your customers get better results, and you can run more ads. So I mean, it's a win-win for everyone. So it's e-commerce, SaaS companies, B2B lead generation, companies who run ads, banks and insurances and agencies.
Yeah. And like the whole idea, Christoph, here is with active advertising spend, you can see the value within like 15-20 days. Like you will be able to see, like we are like, I cannot name the company, but we are working with a Germany pet insurance company, and they've got almost 35% uplift within the first month with us, right? Like that's significant for them.
Okay, now we come like to all of you visitors and the ones who watch. So if you're thinking about, oh, that could be interesting for us, what we offer is we always offer a free 1 month test. So, but to find out if that test is relevant, what's your data, how to integrate, we also offer an audit where you look at your numbers and where we think about how we can integrate that in the best possible way, so that you get something out of that test. And of course, if that test works well, we would hope that many of you get customers with Fiber and really grow the conversion. Yes, like at the end, some FAQs, and are there some questions out there? Perhaps please write in the chat if you have questions. So we have, does Max only, Pascal asks, what about Webflow? Of course, no problem. It's just a little script and without problems. So Webflow is no problem. Are there some more questions? Yeah, it's really a mess that we had this technical issue here. So the problem is it's impossible to test these things in advance with LinkedIn. You have to go live, and then it works or not, and there's not a lot of settings. Okay, now I have something. Would it also make sense when the website visits are much lower level than 10,000 visitors a month? I guess the question is how big your ticket is. Like if your ticket is really, like if you're an insurance, or if you sell cars and one customer is worth 5,000 euros, eventually that could make sense. And you mentioned that it also works with 5,000. Can you elaborate on that one again?
So I think okay, so let's take it from an example. 10,000 we say monthly. Okay, if you're 10,000 visitors monthly to see statistical significance, but the whole idea is the volume 10,000. Now if you have 2,000 a month, we need to run the test for 5 months to get the statistical significance. So you can like theoretically you can start running. It's just the duration of test increases significantly, right?
Okay.
If you have like go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me, I thought you're finished.
In the same way, if you have like 3,000 or 4,000 or like 20,000, like we just can reduce or change the duration of the test to come up with the result faster.
Yeah. So for the ones out there who are below that 10,000 and you think, wow, that sounds interesting. As an agency, we have worked with a lot of companies who are in that sweet spot who are not yet at 10,000, and we also offer like a heuristic-based testing thing. So if you're interested, just book a call here, and we can look at your site and find out if it makes sense. It's 20 minutes, it's free, so we would like to have a look on that, no problem. Are there more questions out there?
Yeah, Stefan asked, do you have experience with B2B campaigns, 200 visits per landing page each month? Will that work?
Stefan, so for experimentation, 200 is very, very less. Like, you will not get any understanding. But if you are running like a LinkedIn campaign, if you are running a Google search campaign, like for personalization, doesn't matter. Like the volume doesn't matter, because it's also customer experience, right? You are also making sure the customer, what they're searching, what they're seeing in the LinkedIn ad is what your website is talking about. And so there it doesn't matter. But for experimentation, 200 is too low a volume to get any output.
Okay. Okay, do we have some more? I think that's it, and I hope
Joanna asked, what sources are used for targeting, landing page creation, except analytics? I suppose she means Google Analytics.
What was the question again?
Okay.
What sources are used for targeting or landing page creation except analytics?
Yeah. So there are other stuff like how much time people are spending on your website. There are tools like Hotjar, Microsoft Clarity, Heap, which basically record sessions. So we can actually read, AI can see those sessions and use that data.
We have it here. Yeah.
It can do heat maps. It can read the heat map and do it. So beyond analytics, it can also consume a lot of data from these other tooling. If you have it, if you have it in your marketing stack, we can use that and do it.
I have a question, AJ. We know that AI is developing super fast. So what's ahead? So is that already the final solution, or are you working on the platform? Is it developing? What are your plans for the future?
Christoph, in ideal world, my vision is that websites will be like a living, breathing entities, right? Like right now, most websites are very static. You'll make 2-3 variations, but how can we be very, very privacy driven, but also personalized? Can the website, like for example, if Christoph comes and tell me 3 things, can I change the entire website to cater to Christoph? That's my goal. I think AI can do that. No, AI is not there yet, but I am very, very hopeful that that's where we'll get to.
Okay. And you always working on like additional things, additional services. So there's something in the pipeline.
Yeah. No, we should, Christoph, we should, like in another month or so, we should do another one of these.
Yeah.
We have created, still work in progress, but we have created an ecosystem where you can connect any tool that you have, any website, any information system that you have, and you can just talk to it, right? Like if you have heard of ChatGPT connecting to HubSpot, right?
Yeah.
Consider not just HubSpot, but anything that you have, and then you can talk to it. That's what, like, but it's still work in progress. I'll showcase it to you over time.
Okay, so I'm curious. So thanks, AJ, for your time, and that was interesting. I hope we also had some values, and that you could enjoy it. You had a good sound. Please excuse like the technical issues. We try, to do something else for next time with like some YouTube live or something. But LinkedIn just offers this option, and I hope we manage it. We see afterwards. We will send a video of this if it went well, and keep you informed. So we have your DMs, and we will follow up on that. Yeah. Thank you.
And thanks, Christoph. Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Bye. Thanks. Bye-bye.